George, tell me about high school tennis. I mean, should a very promising tennis player, is it good for them to play high school tennis? I mean, some of these coaches are saying don't play high school tennis. Some of the pros don't play high school tennis. And of course, the high school tennis coach says play high school tennis. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, look, we all know that you're not, for the most part, you're not going to play high school tennis to get better. There are exceptions, right? The teams that are loaded. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have won 6 state titles, 4 with the girls, 2 with the guys. And we were loaded with upper level players. I had 11s for boys, UTR, universal tennis rating. I had 10s and 11s. And I had some 8s and 9s for girls.
Well, how did you supply your team with competitive opportunities when you played matches and they weren't competitive opportunities because they were having kind of rather routinely or morbid scores, kind of, very, very, very much kind of kills, if you will.
The whole managing expectations is important from day one, and anyone who was on my team knew the expectations. We were going to play a ton of sets and matches, and many times we played these sets and matches inside of our own team before we played a match. So we would travel to a team that just wasn't competitive, and we knew that going in. So they would play a set or 2 before we even started. We didn't have the typical do 2 laps around the court, hit a couple cross court, serve, and go. I'm ready to play some competitive high school tennis. So we took advantage, and really for the most part, because I didn't want to waste their time or mine. If I was going to be on court, I wanted to maximize everything that we did.
And I noticed I attended a couple of your practices, and I think one year it was like the first or second practice, and I did see the kids competing, and I remember seeing this one kid. He looked like he just lost the freaking Super Bowl, and the other kid was jumping up and around. So your practices were rather, they were significantly competitive, and you could feel the tension with it, and it appeared to be that helped them get better and also prepared them for the competitive situations that happen later on in the state tournaments.
Well, a lot of it's real life. I mean, let's face it, on a tennis team, so goes the leader, so goes the group. And for not 1 second did I not know that somewhere inside of the team was a leader. I'm the coach, right? You were the coach for years and years, but on every team there was a leader. And if I could convince that leader to have the competitive drive to want to show up every day and work hard, everyone else followed. So what you're describing was just that. I think that the kid you were describing was my 5. Playing my 4. And you would have thought that it was the championship match, and it was just the environment that was created. And I didn't necessarily create it all. I just convinced the powerful inside the team to generate that interest.
Yeah, and I believe both of those players, if I remember correctly, both of them actually ended up playing college tennis to some degree.
They did. As a matter of fact, through the years, we had a few that would have never have played collegiate tennis if it wasn't for catching fire. They would see the recognition from these other kids going to play teams, Davidson, George Mason University of Delaware, and then all of a sudden, some of these other kids that were my 3, 4, 5, and 6 said, "Well, what about? I'm looking at this D3 program. What do you think?" And then I would do my research and go, "Well, you'd compete in that team," and they moved on to play for these schools.
Now, what about some other benefits of playing high school tennis? Recognition, uniform, representing the school, and so forth. How did your players enjoy that aspect?
Well, here's one thing that we know. A top-level junior can go to, on the other side of the country, compete in a national tournament and do well. And when you wake up Monday morning and you open the paper, nothing, right? But when they play high school, it's the first time ever that they understand the team feel, but B, they're going to get recognized in their community. It's the first time in the sport of tennis, for the most part, that they do get recognized in the community, whether it be the paper, high school match, conference tournament, state tournament, and everybody, friends, family are reading their name in the paper, and it would never happen at a USTA match.
Yeah. Uniforms, do the kids like wearing?
It's all about the uniforms, especially with the girls. I mean, it became, what I would do is I would never get involved because it was a thing. But the uniforms were very, very important. The guys didn't really care. Just, it didn't even have to be clean, just whatever. The girls, it's all about the uniform. And in your many, many years coaching tennis in college, did that change with the uniforms?
And everybody loves the uniform. They love stuff. Ain't nothing like getting a lot of stuff. With George Pilkington, high school tennis, to be or not to be?